Hi, this is Mrs. Harris. We're talking about hooks, bridges, reflections, personal connections. I'd like to start by saying that if you have a strong paper, but you have no hook or bridge or reflection or personal connection, it's still a strong paper. The personal connection makes your paper stronger. It just adds to your argument. Your hook and bridge and reflection, it just is like, in my opinion, like icing on a cake. It just makes your paper stronger. On the other hand, if you have a wonderful hook, bridge, reflection, and a wonderful personal connection, but your paper lacks proof for the novel, it doesn't discuss the proof you have for the novel, if your paper is flat except for the hook, bridge, reflection, personal connection, it's still a weak paper. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because hooks, bridges, reflections, personal connections make a great paper better. They make a paper better. But do not dwell on these writing conventions. Do not dwell on this. If you absolutely are, if you're in a timed writing situation, you have an impromptu, you have 45 minutes to write your paper, and you cannot come up with a hook, a bridge, a reflection, a personal connection, leave some space on your paper, skip it, and go back to it when you have time. This should not be your priority. With that said, let's go on and discuss what these things are. A hook is an attention getter. You need to hook the reader into your paper so the reader wants to read your paper. The hook is on the topic you're writing about, but is never about the text or the novel or the literature you're writing about. So you never use a text detail, never use a detail from your novel. Examples will be used with the following paper topics. In Ishmael Beah's Long Way Gone, I'm going to discuss the topic of revenge never ends. So solve problems peacefully. For Milkweed, I'm using examples from Milkweed to prove that Yuri is a hero to Misha, which means that Misha becomes heroic as well. So what I'm proving is that the most common person can have a lasting impact on others. Let's go. Okay, for Long Way Gone, Revenge Never Ends, your hook would not be about the novel, about Ishmael taking revenge. This could be about other examples of revenge in our society. So you can write 2 to 3 sentences about gang retaliation in America, girls who retaliate against other girls who spread rumors, or a sports team that retaliates with a win after having lost a game, or it could be voters that retaliate against a politician by not voting him in office or her in office the next term. For Milkweed, you're not going to discuss Yuri Misha, but you're going to discuss how helping a student who dropped all of his papers in the hallway causes him to open the door for someone else. That's paying it forward. Someone helps me, so I'm going to help someone else. So here's my hooks. Now remember, you can make these things up. They don't have to be true, but they have to be logical, and they have to be things that could be true. So Mary and Laura don't exist. This is a made-up story. Mary asked a friend Laura for help on a test, but Laura denied there was a test. There is no test. What test are you talking about? Laura gloated when Mary believed this. Mary walked in class the next day of the test. Mary then vowed revenge in math class next period. That's revenge. Laura said, hey, I need help in the test. Mary said, what test? Mary asked Laura for help in the test. Laura says, what test? Laura gloats when Mary walks in and cannot take the test because she didn't study. Mary now wants revenge. Milkweed, when Laura saw Mary struggling with history notes, Laura offered her notes. Laura tutored Mary after school until 5 p.m. As a result, that night Mary helped her little brother with his math homework. As you see, I'm not talking about the novel, I'm talking about the novel's topic. Revenge, paying it forward. Review. Hooks discuss the topic and not the novel you are writing about. Hooks make a self-to-text or world-to-text connection. Hooks tell an interesting story about your topic, be it heroes or revenge. I don't like hooks that ask a yes-no question, because what if the reader answers no? And then the reader's not going to want to go on? So if you're going to ask a yes-no question, you need to answer the question. Don't talk to the reader. Don't use you if you can avoid it. Hooks should be short. Hooks can come from Hollywood stars or pop culture, historical figures, made-up stories, or your own life. Hooks should be about 1/2 written. The best paper will have the hooks finished at the end, and that's called the reflection. Bridges. If you do not have a bridge, your paper sounds abrupt. Bridges connect. Bridges in writing connect the hook to the paper's topic or the thesis statement. Bridges should be 1 to 2 sentences long. So now I talked about Mary and Laura. Now I got to explain how that relates to your novel. That's the bridge. Here it is. Here's my example. Not only do people like Mary want revenge when someone hurts them, but revenge also occurs in literature. And Milkweed, not only do people like Laura and Mary strive to help others, people in literature try to help others as well. Notice my not only, but also. Not only, but also, those are called are conjunctions that connect two things together. So they're correlative to conjunctions. They correlate two things, or they're connected. The sentence after the bridge needs to be your thesis statement, then you go on with your paper. So try to use not only, but also conjunction, and then try to connect your hook into your thesis with a bridge, and then your next sentence should be your thesis statement, what the whole essay is about. Reflection. Let's pretend the paper has just ended. Okay, your paper's over, we finished it, yay. Now you need to reflect back on your paper. You should be completing your hook. You look back on the paper, you are looking back on the hook, or reflecting on the hook and closing this paper up. It's called coming full circle. So the reflection completes your hook. Kind of like the beginning and the end, they complete each other. So here's my reflection. It could be a separate world to text or self to text connection. I'm sorry. So your reflection could be, your reflection does not have to complete the hook. It could be a separate world to text or text to self connection. So you can have a totally separate example. Here's what I don't like in reflections. People do this. Heroes also help. Firemen also are heroes. Police also are heroes. You cannot make one general blanket statement. You actually have to explain why firemen are heroes, why policemen are heroes, why heroes also help. So you can't make a conclusion sentence. You have to explain that. But I like best when you complete your hook. And here are my examples. Here's how I completed it. Mary did take her revenge. She erased the homework assignment on the board when the teacher was not looking. Sure, Laura's now in trouble, but so are many of the students, and all the students will want to take revenge against Mary. Revenge really doesn't end. How about this one? Mary's little brother did so well in his math due to Mary that he helped a girl in his class. This girl would go and help someone else. All people should pay it forward. Simple, to the point. Sure, you can add more detail, but you're writing a timed paper and you're probably wanting to finish this thing up. Review. Reflections are like hooks, but at the end of the paper. Reflections should complete the hook, but can be a totally new example. And the example cannot be about the novel. It's about something in our world today that relates to the topic. Not the novel, the topic you're writing about. Reflections make connections between our world today and the paper topic. So you're connecting the paper topic and our world today. If your paper topic is that Yuri's a father figure, talk about fathers. If your topic is that Ishmael Bea survives because of a community, talk about communities. Your church community, your temple community, the community in anywhere, in your neighborhood. Hooks and reflections can come from Hollywood stars or pop culture, historical figures, made-up stories, or your own life. So you can come if whatever community you have, that could be a reflection. Historical figures. You can bring in any kind of historical figure as your hook or bridge. So you have lots of choices. Hollywood stars. Does any Hollywood star seek revenge on someone else? Does a Hollywood star help someone else? Like I did, you can make up something. Personal connection, world example toward the end of the paper before the reflection. Surprise! Your personal reflection is actually similar to your hooks and reflections. Even so, you cannot repeat the same example. Advanced students can take this one story and divide it into 3 parts: a hook, a personal example, and reflection. So the Mary Laura saga can have a chapter in the hook, a chapter in the middle of the paper, and then one at the end as well. Each of the 3 parts making one whole story. Never repeat the same story. You cannot repeat the hook and the reflection of anywhere else. You cannot repeat the hook and the reflection somewhere else. You can't write the same thing twice. You have to write something new. You need to add to the story, not repeat it. So you cannot put the hook into the reflection. You cannot put the hook into your personal connection. You have to write a separate example. Personal connections could also come from Hollywood stars or pop culture, historical figures, made-up stories, your own life. So your hook is about Mary and Laura. You can have a personal connection about Mary and Laura, but it's separate separate details about Mary and Laura, something different about Mary and Laura, and your reflection could be about a third thing that Mary and Laura do together, but for each other. So it has to be separate. Logic, logic, logic. Many people put in irrelevant stories about a friend who cheated on another friend about a friend who wore the same outfit to a party, or denim jeans worn and stained in the school cafeteria. These are really things that I've read in papers. You know, I'm reading the paper and I don't understand why the denim jeans connect to your paper topic. And I know there's a fight in the cafeteria. That's lovely. Don't know why that relates to your paper topic either. Your personal world example must relate to the topic. More importantly, your personal world examples must prove your topic. So your friend cheated on your friend's boyfriend, whatever. You know, I really need you to make sure this is logical. It's got to relate to your topic, but really it has to prove your topic. Not only go on examples of personal examples, world examples. Not only does revenge occur in this novel, but also occurs in our world today. Again, I have a not only, but also statement. Road rage. One driver passes up another driver. The enraged driver can cause damage to the other person's car with a fender bender. Some road rage incidents involve gun violence. Unfortunately, revenge never ends. Police will now take revenge on the road rage driver, and this only shows that revenge doesn't end well. And not only can heroes create heroes in literature, but this occurs in real life too. This is my example with milkweed. A young boy was in the hospital and almost died. The doctor saved him. His older brother was so touched they dedicated his life to medicine. Many people are inspired to become doctors because someone they loved was saved by a medical professional. That is, again, a person or an example about the world connecting to your topic. Review a personal world connection. Personal connection needs to be on the same subject as your topic. It is not about the novel, but about the paper topic. It should reinforce your topic or prove your topic, and it should be logical even if it is made up. Transitions. Do not forget your transitions with the personal modern-day connections and reflections. Your reader needs to know that you are taking a break from the novel and making real connections. Good luck. See you in class.